listening to Footscray Live.
Welcome everyone, live from Footscray City College. You are listening to Footscray Live. My name is Isaac Johns, and on my panel today I have Miles. This is the SRC Wrap. Joining us on the SRC Wrap today is Nick Price, Audrey, Milat, Charlie, and Archie. Thanks for joining us, guys.
No worries, Isaac.
How are you all doing today?
Good.
Well,
Pretty good.
Pretty
You?
good.
Yeah, good. We'll just start off with asking, tell us about the school SRC, Student Representative Council. What's your roles in supporting our school?
We try to make improvements in the school. Like, we've just got furniture ordered by Charlie. If Charlie wants to tell us more about that.
So we worked closely with the Friends of Footscray, which provide funding for essential improvements to the school. And I set up a furniture survey to see what the school wanted in terms of furniture. And I believe that the Friends of Footscray have now provided the money and the funds for us to implement some of those.
Cool.
So just generally, it's a committee made up of 2 representatives from each year level. We meet weekly on a Thursday lunch. I'm a coordinator from staff, and we look to make improvements in the school, but also in the local community. So whether Milat wants to tell us about what we've actually done outside of the school in terms of fundraising or projects in the community.
Yeah, that would be good. I know that you guys talked about fun runs, bike locks, and multicultural days. If you'd like to go into some more detail on that, that would be great.
Yeah, so for the fun run, we picked a charity that we would want to raise money for. And so we organised the school fun run on the 30th of October. So all the year 7s and 8s went in a 5k walk or run, or they could ride their bikes too. And we had some colour, and we would spray them, and they would raise up money. And the more money they raised, the better prizes they could get from the fun run. And so we raised about $6,000 for the charity.
About 6,900.
Yeah, so it was
Wow.
7,000.
And where did that go, Milat?
It went to the, was it Harrison?
Yeah, Harris
House
Transportable
Yeah.
Housing Project, and they make tiny houses for homeless people in Footscray and Maidstone.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's very impressive, guys. You should be very proud of yourselves
Thank
there.
you.
And that was only for 7 and 8s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do SRC leaders get chosen? Does everybody have an opportunity to apply, or
Everyone-
something to do with grades, or?
Well, basically there's an election process at the very start of term 1, and anyone can apply. There are 2 representatives from every year level, and so we write up a speech, well, not a speech, a paragraph about what
Who we are.
want, who we are, what we don't want to do for the school, why we want to be SRC, and there's a voting process, and basically the people with the highest votes get to be part of the Student Representative Council.
Yeah. So you mentioned that it's 2 people from every year level. Does it? Does gender apply to any of this? Does it have to be like 1 male, 1 female, or?
We
does it
generally
not
have
matter?
1 male, 1 female from
Yeah.
each year level.
But
Yep.
if one person applies for each year level, like Millet did, you can choose who you want to be, like your friend, to do the SRC, or you can stay solo.
So Milat's been flying solo this year.
Yeah.
It's been an extra big job representing year 9 by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, done well.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Would you like to be SRC next year if you had the chance? You're Miles.
No. Nah, I'm not that type. Like, I just do what I can. But, like, it's hard to explain.
Better, you prefer to be represented as opposed to be the representative.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody on the SRC should tell us, why do you give up your lunchtimes every week? Why do you take on the extra responsibilities on SRC, Charlie?
Well, it's of great benefit to the school, and it feels really good giving back a little bit. You know, it is a privilege being here at this school, and I think it's great that we have the opportunity to make key differences to the student life. such as implementing new bike racks for the students who ride their bikes to school, because we saw that there was an influx of students this year, and so having more space for bikes was an essential thing, and to give that back to the school felt really good. I think it's a really great feeling doing something for other people voluntarily.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the bikes, do you think like making the bike shed bigger or like more racks and stuff?
So we brought new racks into the school so that students could lock their bikes.
Okay.
And let's just go around. When did all of you guys actually decide to work with the SRC, and how long have you been working with it? Has it just been this year, or have you been, Charlie, I know you're in year 10, have you been there from year 7? What's it been like?
This is my first year on the SRC. I think most of us, it's our first year. There are new elections every year so that many people get the chance to participate. And I found it a really great, fulfilling experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found out, or I became SRC just this year, so this is my first year. And I saw the post on Compass, and I decided why not, you know. I saw what previous SRC had done, and I wanted to make a difference as well, so I just applied, and I got it.
Yeah.
And you'll do it again next, or you'll apply again next year?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, I had been on student leadership teams in primary school,
Mm-hmm.
and those had been really great experiences for me. So I just decided to apply for SRC. This is my first SRC at Footscray.
Okay.
But yeah.
I suppose that it'll really help later in life with your resumes and stuff when
Yeah.
you go to
Yeah.
getting jobs as well.
So, here's a story how I found out about it. So, I was at parent-teacher interviews with my mum last year, and Martha Catwell recommended it to me. So I listened to her advice, and I signed up for SRC because she thinks I'd really enjoy it. So shout out to Martha.
Cool. What about you, Nick? When did you decide to work with SRC? How long have
I
you been doing
applied
it?
halfway through the year.
Yeah.
When a vacancy became available to be SRC coordinator, so I've
Yeah.
been coordinator for 6 months,
Mhm.
and I'll go for it again next year. And I think we've had a really effective, well-functioning, respected SRC that's got a lot of stuff done, and so I'm hoping to work with a lot of these guys again next year and keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel respected and heard in the city, in the school?
Yeah. I'd say generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody on the SRC, do you feel like the SRC is listened to by leadership? And
I don't think some people in like the school don't like the SRC, and like they make fun of it and all that, and that's
other students,
yeah, and that's a
Right.
negative of joining.
Yeah.
right?
But I recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what about Audrey? Do you feel like it's being heard by the school leadership? And
Yeah, well, I feel the teachers definitely are really appreciative, and I know because SRC have the opportunity to come along to the school council meetings, the general ones, and I feel like they really appreciate our work in representing the students of the school.
So do you think you're gonna do it next year or just this year?
I'll do it next year as well,
Okay.
if you vote for me, Ma.
So, how with the Footscray obviously expanding next year to a secondary campus, how will the SRC interact between campuses? Will they be relevant to each other or separate, or how's that going to work?
That's a great question. I think we'll have a discussion with the new council next year
Do you
about
know
exactly
who's
how.
going to be in the new council yet?
We don't know who it's going to be.
Only Audrey knows.
So we'll,
She's
I
on
don't
it.
know.
So we'll have the election for the SRC early next year, and then we'll have to work out how we're going to work with the Year 7s who are on a separate campus. I assume that we'll get 2 representatives, and we might do one meeting up here, one meeting down on the Barclay campus, but we're going to need to keep communicating with them and keep working as an
Yes.
SRC involved in the Year 7s despite being on separate campuses. The following year, we're going to have 7s and 8s on 2 separate campuses, and we're going to have to work out how that works. So those discussions
So they have to be
but
really flexible if you want to join in the next 2 years.
probably we will
And
still
may have the
we'll still look
SRC
to
coordinator's number.
we'll still look to do it at lunchtime, but we're going to have to see how that works. But we are keen to have a council that covers the entire student body from 7 to 12 still. So.
Yeah, we might finish up soon, but just wanted to finally ask, if a student wanted to contribute out here from FCC and had some suggestions that they wanted the SRC to hear, how would you recommend they contact you guys?
So they can come up to us and make a recommendation, and we bring it to Nick, because he's the coordinator of the SRC.
We bring it to your meeting. I'm at the meeting, but it's your council.
And the meeting. And then, for example, Audrey and Charlie go in school council this year, and they can bring it to school council to make that happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The student body, if you can contact Nick and you have the opportunity to attend a meeting if you would like to, and if there's a specific issue you would like to address.
Yep.
But really just coming up to any of us, we usually wear SRC badges.
Okay, so you know that you're part of the SRC because you wear the badge at school. Nick, how you recommend FCC students contact you? Would it be email or?
Yeah, email or C-School office. Yeah,
Okay,
you can
cool.
find me easy enough. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Can I just ask last question?
Yeah,
Because I haven't
of
asked these
course.
guys before. What do you feel is the best thing that's happened this year, or the biggest thing you've learned from this year, Charlie?
I really enjoyed the fun run. I think that was a great success.
Yeah.
I think that the turnout was excellent, and $6,000 is a lot of money, and that was us. We did that, so I think that's really great.
Yeah, you should be really proud of
It's
that.
a really great contribution to the community from the Footscray City College SRC.
Yeah.
Millet?
I really think the bike racks are pretty cool. Yeah, because we had to, make an application for the small grants, and we won $2,000 for that, and we used it on the bike racks, and I think that was a good achievement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that being part of the the major school council with all the parents and teachers and members of community was a really valuable experience.
So having the opportunity to contribute
Yeah.
to how the school functions, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fun one as well, and I made, joining SRC was life-changing. I made heaps of new friends, and that's why I joined clubs, so I can make more friends.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I made friends with Miles in Radio Club. Miles, if you had to do the fun one again, what do you recommend we would improve?
That's a good question.
If I give you advice on what to do
No, for the fun one.
for the
If
fun run.
we said next year, all year 8s and 7 students are doing the fun one again, what advice would you recommend for the SRC to improve on the fun one?
Well, it was really good last time, so there's not much to improve. Maybe getting more powder, because they ran out at the end,
Yeah.
and making it shorter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you would have to cater to those who are not as athletic as well.
Yeah.
Well, that brings our interview to an end. Thanks, Nick, Audrey, Malat, Archie and Charlie. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. That was Nick Price, head of Footscray City College's Student Representative Council program with some of his team. Thanks also to my interview panel today, consisting of myself and Miles. My name is Isaac Johns, and thank you for your company. You're
No worries,
listening to
Isaac.
Footscray Live.
You're listening to Footscray Live.